Flagship is everywhere, left and right, top and bottom, from the iPhone 11 Pro to Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. And all of them is equipped with top-of-the-line leading-edge technology. So, to be a 2020 flagship smartphone, you may have this kind of spec. A Snapdragon 865, at least 8GB of RAM, 128GB of storage, and a huge battery. And I would say, around 4500 mAh battery will be considered a huge battery. A headphone jack is optional, but if you have it, it will be a huge plus. And here comes the Poco F2 Pro, which in my opinion is the best bang you can spend on a smartphone in 2020. To give some context to this phone, Poco is a sub-brand of Xiaomi, which is a giant in smartphone industry in China. So if any other brand is able to match this Poco spec by spec within this price range, I will have more confidence in Xiaomi to provide software support for the Poco in the coming years. And I have been using this Poco phone for the past weeks, and I would say this is truly a flagship killer. Let's see why. The Poco F2 Pro has this huge 6.67-inch Full HD truly bezeled screen without any notch or chin, which provides us a truly enjoyable experience while media consumption. Since this is a Super AMOLED display, you can expect great contrast and great color, and deep black too. One of the first world problems in the display is there is no 120Hz refresh rate. This is a standard 60Hz display, but don't brush off this phone because of the display rate. The display is still very responsive, and it is definitely a quality display. Company definitely have to make some compromise to get you a Snapdragon 865. But in my opinion, I don't find the lack of high refresh rate is deal breaking. Speaking of processor, let's talk about the all-new Snapdragon 865. The processor is the heart of every phone, and as a general rule of thumb, the stronger the processor, the more future-proof your phone is. Since every phone will magically slow down as the year passes, it is natural that having a beefier processor will ensure your phone will be still in silky smooth condition 2 to 3 years after release date. From day-to-day swiping left and right to heavy 3D gaming from this Honkai 3 Impact, the phone handles it steadily without any hiccup. But do bear in mind that the phone can get quite warm during heavy gaming, but this is to be expected. Every benchmark application out there is rated this processor quite highly, and you can rest assured, you are definitely getting the top of the line, one of the best processors currently in the market. Most users' main concern of getting a phone, aside from the RAM and processor, is the camera. The camera quality of the phone can make or break the phone, just like the Pixel line. The Google Pixel, in my opinion, is lacking in their design department compared to Samsung or Huawei. But the Google Pixel is highly praised and is recommended by many tech YouTubers because of the camera alone. Best in the industry. I am sure by now you notice there is no notch in the display to house the front-facing camera. It is all rested in this motorized pop-up mechanism. It is here when you need it, and out of the way when you just want to focus on your content. I find this implementation of front-facing camera is the best yet. Second to the under-screen front-facing camera, which I really hope it will be practically available for the mass in the near future. It is a 1080p 30 frames per second camera, and it is able to shoot 120 frames per second at 720p. The quality is acceptable. But let's move on to the rear camera, which we will all be using it. This is a quad camera system, a 64MP main shooter, a 5MP telephoto macro lens, a 30MP ultra-wide camera, and a 2MP depth sensing camera. In 2020, this kind of camera setup is quite usual, even the mid-range phone have it. But pairing with the Snapdragon 865, 8K recording at 30 frames per second is possible. But due to the limitation of LumaFusion unable to process 8K video, and this video is only at 4K, you will have to try out yourself in the store to fully experience the quality. Throughout my usage, I find the camera is quite satisfactory, with great night mode and macro camera performance. Even though this camera system lack of a telephoto lens, throughout my various experience with other smartphones, telephoto lens don't perform as advertised. You better off just take a normal photo and then zoom in. As a flagship killer, a huge battery is a must, and with this 4700 mAh battery, it can last you all day, as long as you are not constantly gaming. And I don't think any smartphone in this world could provide you an all-day battery life with this kind of usage. But having a powerful processor like the 865, you just have to game on it, right? and if you find the battery is out of juice in the middle of the day, the included 30W quick charge brick is able to fully charge your Poco in about 1 hour. And this is seriously impressive. Throughout my testing, I gained quite a lot, resulting in the battery decreasing rapidly. But with this huge battery and the fast charge technology, I'm up and going in about 10 minutes of charging. This phone is seriously packed with a lot of high-end feature and technology. But it also comes with a legacy feature that most flagship devices abandon. And yes, this Poco F2 Pro do have a headphone jack. With a huge device like this, I'd rather sacrifice a bit of battery capacity than most companies claim that the headphone jack space to be used for. But sacrificing the headphone jack just for a bit of battery is not worth it. Don't you agree? This phone is also packed with an in-screen fingerprint sensor, which is quite accurate and fast, and Wi-Fi 6. All the latest and greatest. In my country, Malaysia, this phone is priced just around $500, and with this kind of spec, I think it's well worth it. It is quite rare to find a true flagship killer nowadays, as brand like OnePlus is moving towards flagship, just like Samsung and Huawei. The new OnePlus Nord that they released recently is a mid-range phone, which is hardly a flagship killer. So I really appreciate that Xiaomi still looking after us in this category. And that's it. That's my full review of this Poco F2 Pro, which in my opinion is the best value smartphone that you can buy in 2020. So, will you take this over the flagship like iPhone 11 or Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra? Leave a comment down below. And thanks for watching. Ciao!